Thank you, members of the board, Dr. Bernard. Just a brief introduction. The Street Smart program has been a great partner with the district, and we wanted to share with all of you today the wonderful things that we have collaborated on with this federal group. Their support has been spectacular. The safety of our children, the Safe Routes to School program, and the educational component has been exceptional. And I would like to introduce two of the key players who work with us. But before I do, I also would like a member of my staff who's not here, my facilities planner, Jeff Lozano, was instrumental in helping guide these folks in needs assessments and working with my maintenance staff to really progress this program. And so I'm very happy tonight to present Muni Krishna, project manager, and Carrie Husler, her associate. And I will let them speak, and if you don't mind, I will hand out just a hard copy of their presentation for you.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair and board members. My name is Carrie Husler, and I will speak to you for a few minutes about the Street Smarts Diablo Region program, and then I will hand it over to my colleague Mooney to talk about our great infrastructure work we've done in your district. So, let me grab this. So first of all, we've done a lot of work in your district. When you drove up past Monty Gardens, there's a Street Smarts It's Up to You sign reminding people to walk, drive, bike safely. That's our program. We've been working with Monty Gardens, so when you drive out, that's us. I wanted to highlight who we are. 501 Contra Costa is our agency. We've been around for almost 20 years. We serve Central and East Contra Costa County. We're governed by elected officials from Central and East Contra Costa County. We have programs and projects to promote biking, walking, transit, carpooling to school. The fewer the cars around the school sites, the safer for everyone. So in 2011, we received almost $1 million in a federal Safe Routes to School grant. And we launched last year, and we've done a lot of our work here in your district. So we wanted to give you a brief overview of the programs and then highlight some of the work we've done. So our Street Smarts Diablo program, many of you might be familiar with Street Smarts San Ramon Valley or Street Smarts Marin. We chose to go under this model because it's working with other government agencies. The messaging is strong, the branding's strong, so we're sharing resources and rolling out our traffic safety program to your children with Street Smarts Diablo. So our programs are offered annually, free of charge. In our first year, we educated a total of 21,166 students in 44 schools. We worked with our elementary and middle schools this past year. All of our material goes home in Spanish and English. We send home curriculum. And we're currently launching the high school program, which of course is challenging, so if any of you have any great ideas, share them with me. So on to the specific work in your district. This last year we delivered 36 assemblies. We have a Mr. Beep's robotic car that goes out and does a 30-minute traffic safety assembly for the K through 3 students. We often deliver multiple assemblies at each school. We might do a K through 1 and then a 2 through 3 after, so we're very accommodating. The education includes school-specific safety rules and concerns. We meet with the principal briefly before the assembly, grab the talking points, and then we teach them through the robotic car back to the students, so it's great. A third of our assemblies this last year were Mount Diablo students. We educated a total of 4,940 elementary students. I'd also like to remind you we sent home bilingual activity books to everyone so they could go home and hopefully teach their parents how great it is to wear a helmet, how nice it is to stop, look, and listen before crossing the street. This fall, we're currently working with 8 of your schools. We are launching a new 4 through 5 Heads Up Helmet program. So we're bringing Mr. Beep's, our robotic car for the younger kids, and then we're launching a helmet program for 4 through 5. So we're working with these 8 schools. I'm starting outreach for spring of 2014, and our priority is to outreach to the 10 remaining elementary schools in your district. So feel free to send them my way.
So you have capacity to do more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our federal grants, we want to serve all 120 public schools in Central and East Contra Costa County, so
Okay.
absolutely. And we're starting to go back to schools twice yearly. So right now, our middle school program, I'm actually at a program at Oak Grove this week. We just had day one of a 3-day event, which I'll talk to you about. But the 5 middle schools in your district that we've already worked with on our 3-day program are listed. Our 3-day middle school program, we go in and we do a 1-day bike ped all-day training in the PE class where we teach all the students actual live road simulation. The second day we have a parent meeting where we talk about school-specific issues, concerns. We bring in the police department, the health department, whoever the principal helps us identify is relevant to that campus. This last semester we had 75 parents at each meeting. We do everything in Spanish, English. And the third day of the event is a walk and roll challenge day where we encourage the kids to bike or walk or carpool, anything but drive alone with their parent, and we reward them with prizes, movie cards, anything we can think of to change behavior for that day. And right now at Oak Grove, we're working with the City of Concord Police Department. They've been very supportive for that event. So this past, with these 5 schools, a total of 3,501 students received training. I'd also like to highlight today we gave out 25 helmets at Oak Grove. We have a helmet program. We also helped Sequoia 2 weeks ago launch a carpool program. We sent staff to their registration day to help fill out carpool forms. Through our program, we've identified that we need to have some follow-up custom programs. So right now, we are in two schools coming up in your district, Riverview and Valley View, so we're doing a lot of planning. And we have, we start our outreach to the parents about a month early for the parent meeting. We bring in food, we bring in raffle prizes, so we really want to make the program count. So I'll show you some pictures of the actual event at El Dorado last semester. Of course, it's a little blurry because we're using students. This was our bike ped training, and we had 12 kids go through the class in PE on their bikes, and they received helmets, so that's a picture of that. Then I just wanted to show you some of the data we collect that leads into the infrastructure work that Mooney is doing. We took, ahead of the event, we polled the El Dorado students to find out how they traveled to school, and 730 students responded. 69% reported driving alone with their parents. So we knew we needed to address some carpooling, taking the bus, just offer as many resources as possible. This is also a parent survey that we did, and we share the data with the city, with the police department, anyone that would find it useful. The parents at El Dorado reported a lot of concern about the safety of intersections and crossings, so we made some changes to their parking lot infrastructure. There's some other things that we teach the parents how, we try to help alleviate some concerns with the parents. I'd also like to report we had 300 respondents from Oak Grove for the parent survey we just did 2 weeks ago. So it was very successful. We'll have some good data out of that. So now I'd like to turn it over to Mooney Krishna. We have some great infrastructure work that we've done. And once you've gone through the Street Smarts program, you're eligible for our infrastructure. It's basically a 2-part process. So we come into your school, we gather data, we do the great education, and then we are able to do a site assessment and determine what infrastructure work is done, and this is where Mooney comes in.
A little bit shorter than Carrie here. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you again, Carrie. As she mentioned, I'm here to speak specifically to the infrastructure program in Street Smarts, which parallels our education component. Before I go into any specifics, I also would like to specifically thank Jeff Lozano for his work. Although we do bring in the money, without him and his coordination, none of this amazing work over summer could have happened. And of course, without Jeff McDaniel's guidance, my work would have been impossible. So thank you again to them. As Carrie mentioned, schools must participate in the education component of our program before being eligible for our infrastructure projects. Our mission, in the simplest of terms, is to identify and fund small access improvements that support biking and walking to school, as well as for the improvement of safety in drop-off pickup zones and expanded bicycle facilities.